Hello guys, and welcome to episode 41 of Plum's Quest for Plum series. So today's episode, guys, what the hell are we doing in today's episode? Well, we're continuing with our quest for Thaumcraft. Well, not quite quest, but our little escapade that we've got going on here with Thaumcraft, basically. I'm kind of, wanting to pursue Thaumcraft a little bit more before I kind of, move on to other stuff. And if I'm honest, I just kind of wanted to go around my base and just scan everything I physically could. Everything that I figured could remotely have some kind of value, I figured I might as well attempt to scan it. I mean, even if it didn't, it's not the end of the world. So I've probably scanned just about every single thing I probably could round here. And I think what I'm going to do is, because I've done a little bit of research, and I'm kind of, familiar with sort of how all this works now, so you can sort of shift right click to sort of see what all the aspects are. I've learned how the theories work, so I'll just create a random theory now. So if I go for spiritual focus, I can then say go for awareness, and you just basically go down different routes, as you can see. So I'm getting some stuff in auramancy, and now I'm getting some fundamental stuff. So you just basically have to read what sort of things they give you. So if I go for universal theory, rethink again, and then if I go for something like reject auramancy findings, so just to work on fundamentals, I've kind of hit a point now where I'm kind of gone, so I now actually need some stuff. So this needs a little bit of potentia and an iron pickaxe. So I may need to scrap that theory because I may have kind of outdone myself there. But basically, you go through that and you create your theories, and that's basically just a way of doing research. So obviously, last episode we got to here, and I think I kind of want to get into a little bit. I'm not too worried about auramancy. This is basically just like how you get foci, and just basically how you can like sort of basically you can get like firebolts and that sort of thing. But what I kind of want to get into is a little bit of alchemy and infusion. So alchemy is a pretty neat one. So for example, I'll show you how to make something like yellow nitor. So yellow nitor is a pretty neat one. So what you need is some lux and potentia and some igneous. So igneous, I believe redstone has the potentia that we need. So if I get a little bit of redstone, I can then be like, hey, okay, you've got some potentia. So if I were to crack a couple of pieces of nitor, I'm obviously going to need some glowstone. So this guy, so glowstone has the lux that we need. So I can actually use the glowstone for the lux. Now all we need is the igneous. So igneous is anything to do with fire, and I believe obsidian probably will have some igneous to it. Yeah, so it has a few other aspects which isn't really advised, but it'll work. So if I spit out a couple of pieces of, so put the redstone in, the glowstone, and then I throw in some more glowstone. Is that, what are we missing? So if I'm sure there's a way to see what's actually inside this guy, but I'm probably doing it wrong if I'm honest. So we've got a piece of yellow nitor, and what we can actually do with this nitor now is stick this guy underneath here. So if I stick him there, where's my piece of flooring gone? Did I? Oh, I think I may have burnt the piece of floor. That was a bit of a derp. Bit of a derpy, guys. A bit of a derp. So laboratory block, the tile block. So I can basically use this instead of the flame now. I'm gonna empty that guy out. I'm gonna be honest. I may be being a little bit careless since the flux in the area. If you look in the top left of the screen, you can see the flux is the sort of the darker purple bar. That's sort of the flux building up in the chunk, which isn't really the best thing in the world, but it shouldn't be too big of an issue given that we don't have that much flux in the area at the minute. So if I go into the alchemy tab, I don't think I gained anything from actually making so if I go on to the alchemy tab, so basic alchemy, so this is just basically sort of telling you how alchemy works. We've just done that, I've just proved how it works. So alumentium, we can complete that piece of research. Alchemical metallurgy, so we need an alchemical brass ingot. And the alchemical brass ingot is essentially just iron with the tool instrument. So I believe iron possibly has that aspect to it already. No, iron just has that. So what I'm going to do is make myself a pickaxe. I might already have one. Okay, I'd rather not have to use that one if I'm honest. So if I get some sticks here. And I'm going to crack a couple of pickaxes since I'm not sure exactly how much they contain. They contain 12, so that's plenty. And give this guy a quick scan. I'm going to stick the iron pickaxe in there and this guy in here. And there you go. So we've now got an alchemical brass ingot. So that should hopefully be able to I should now be able to complete this. Which I also remember, if I remember rightly, this should also mean I can now complete the research to be able to make these goggles. And these goggles are alchemical brass ingots, some leather, and 2 thermometers. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is hopefully spit 1 more of these iron ingots in here. And there you go, we had just enough essentia to make another one. So if I go into this guy, we need some pieces of leather and 2 thermometers. And luckily, I remember that recipe. So we need 2 glass panes and some gold to be able to complete the recipe. So we need 8 gold ingots to make 2 thermometers, and we also need the leather. And these goggles, guys, I believe are going to help us out greatly in terms of us doing Thaumcraft. So if I stick these guys in here, by the looks of it, there's 198V in this chunk. So we appear to just, like, look at the draw, picked a really good chunk in terms of doing Thaumcraft. So if I stick these guys down, I believe the other bits were... Okay, I've stuck those in the wrong bits. So that guy goes there, and there we go. We've now got goggles of the revealing. Now, is there an armor stand in this? Because I believe an armor stand would be pretty helpful, but I don't think there is an armor stand. Because what I was hoping... Oh, there is an armor stand. I just cannot spell armor. That would appear to be the problem there. So, armor stand, can we make one of you? Because my plan is, I want to have my main suit of armor just be able to be switchable. So if I go here, and I get my armor here, I should hopefully just be able to stick this armor on the armor stand. I at least remember back in like my old Let's Play series, I think this is from about 2014, 2015, you should just be able to like switch them over. So you should just be able to do... Yeah, so you can't actually do... So you can basically just switch them over like that. But you can't actually directly interface with them, if that makes sense. So I've got the goggles of the revealing, and I believe what they'll do is, for example, stuff like this, it'll tell me, for example, I've got the iron in here, which is basically just slowly evaporating off, if you will. It's just turning into flux, which is just going into the atmosphere. So it's not too big of an issue. I think what I'm going to do, though, is get the rest of my armor suit on. I believe I can basically just do that, and it'll just pop in and out of my inventory. I think I'm going to keep the goggles of the revealing on for now, since I don't think, they're not the most stylish thing in the world, but they're not too big of an issue. So study an animated construct. So I believe that's probably an animal, I want to say. Is an animated construct an animal? I guess that's probably what it's referring to, but to be honest, Golomancy isn't something I really want to delve into yet. Like I said, it's alchemy. So artifacts is what we just got into. So that's stuff like redstone relays, a hungry chest, for instance. I believe this basically works like a hopper, the hungry chest. We've got an infernal furnace, for instance, we can now make. So it's opened up an entire tree of research. I'm just going to complete any that I physically can, so I can complete 2 of those. Can I complete you? No, I can't straight up complete you. There's nothing really in the infusion that I can just straight up complete, as far as I'm aware. I can make the arcane paving seeds, I can make the panes of travel and the barrier ones. These are pretty neat. They basically allow you to sort of stop mobs and stuff entering and exiting an area. So they're pretty good for like farms and stuff. I believe that's what they are. They're like warding stones. I believe that's what they think. They're called like arcane stones of warding in the old versions. Can we make you? So we can't make you. We can't make you. And we've already researched this. So we're on stage 2 of 3. So we need to make a thaumium ingot. We also need 1 research point in alchemy. So thaumium ingot, you require what's this? Precantatio, and so strategic magic spells and enchants. I'm not exactly sure what would contain that in terms of elements. So I want to kind of go down the Elementium route. So Elementium is igneous, Perditio, and Potentia, and a piece of coal. So coal in itself, I believe, probably has a few of the qualities we may need. So it has igneous and Potentia. We just need something with I believe it was entropy. Was it the entropy one? Perditio, yeah. So it's entropy basically. So anything I can consider remotely chaotic. You actually have so rotten flesh could actually be pretty helpful here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna basically blam a load of that in, and then some coal. So how many more elements have we got? So we've got a little bit. So I'm just going to keep going until we run out of entropy here. We've got a few waste elements, which isn't really ideal, I'm not going to lie. But we now have some aluminium, which, to be honest, is a pretty good fuel. And also, apparently, very good at blowing things up if you throw it. I kind of remembered it doing something like that, so I'm kind of glad I got that out of the way before I ended up doing any more damage. Okay, so now we have our aluminium. What I'm going to start doing is potentially working on the alchemical automation system. So what I want to do is basically get essentially a smeltery. And basically what you can do with essentially smelting is basically you can smelt elements down and stick them into water jars. So how do I... So if I'm on stage 1 of 3, what do I need to do here? So I should start with... So I'm going to have a quick read of this, guys, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're setting to subject them to destructive testing. I need 1 of each crystal. And I'm not entirely sure what it's referencing here, but I think I might have a bit of an idea. I think I'm going to have to go and find some more terra crystals, since by the looks of it we are completely fresh out. If I have a look in here, yeah, we are fresh out of terra crystals. So I'm gonna go find some terra crystals, guys, and I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, so I've just been and collected some crystals, and I think what I'm going to go and do is try and find somewhere that I can potentially do some of this destructive testing. Now, I believe there's probably been a bit of world border issues here. I feel like this is probably like the old bordering system, or the old world generation system, and they've evidently got like a new world gen system here. I think this is biomes of plenty of stuff, and this is like not biomes of plenty. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how the biomes have really worked, because it only seems to have split there. Like all of these biomes seems to be perfectly merged and fine, so I'm not entirely sure what went on with the biomes, but it's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these guys in the ground, and then I'm going to go get some aluminium, and is this going to work? Okay, chucking aluminium at them didn't appear to work in this way I was hoping. Can I just pick up the aluminium and run? Maybe? Okay, it would appear their idea of destructive testing may be different to mine. I'm not going to lie, that didn't appear to do much. Okay, maybe what I should do is go and have a bit of a read up on this, guys, and I'll be right back. Alright, guys, so I think I figured out exactly what was going on. I was being a bit of an idiot, I'm not going to lie. Basically, what I needed to do was just have one of the crystals in my inventory, and then it would have worked. But, you know me, I like to overcomplicate things, and apparently I didn't quite realise that's all you had to do. So getting your Thaumcraft, and as you can see now, it's got rid of them. So 2 of them are in my inventory already. I think I got these from doing some sort of like crafting or something beforehand. So there's quite a few that I need to actually make, and a lot of them are just like, for example, just like putting, so quartz silver, for instance. How do you make quartz silver exactly? So putting that into a crucible with some of this inside. So how do you make quartz silver? That's I don't think I've been told how to make quartz silver yet. Have you told me how to make quartz silver? I don't think you have. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go and work through these crystals. A lot of them are just like, so it appears just to be quartz silver, and okay, that's interesting. You're not, so if I clicked for the recipe, it's just giving me the same recipe over and over again. So I think what I'm going to have to do, guys, have a little bit more research, and I'll be right back. Okay, so apparently just all quartz silvers are. So there's no recipe for them, but it literally is just nether quartz and a crafting bench. And that will yield us our quartz silvers. So I just basically need to put them in with the different elements. Now I've researched apparently a pretty good thing to use as a dropper, because apparently these provide you quite a few elements. So if I stick some droppers in here and I throw in a bunch of quartz silver, so I'm getting potentia crystals, and I believe we've run out of water here. So if I stick this guy up, I could probably just throw a bunch in, and he's made me... I'm not entirely sure what he made me there, actually. I believe we ran out of water again. Okay, so we've managed to make a potentia one. So what are the ones we need to make? So now we've got potentia, permutatio, and permutatio. Which one's permutatio again? So permutatio. So permutatio is... That's a different one. That's not permutatio. Permutatio is exchange. So we do actually have permutatio in. So why did it not work? If I stuck the quartz crystals in, why did that not? Oh, there you go. I just hadn't took them in enough. Okay, so now I've got some permutatio ones. I think what I'm just going to do is just get like a stack of nether quartz and make... Because I feel like if I just chuck all these in, I'll make a bunch of crystals. Okay, there we go. So now I've made... How many crystals do we need now? So if I've made this guy, what other crystals do we need? So we've got 4 out of how many? So we've got permutatio, premeditation, we need Victus. Victus, I believe I want to say is life. Is Victus life? I want to say Victus is life. If I just click onto any random one and click on this guy, I believe Victus is life. So it's terra and water. I believe rotten flesh carries a little bit of it, which we have absolutely tons of. Okay, why are you not showing me stuff? Yeah, so you have that in there. So if I then do that, chuck a bunch of quartz silver in there. If it actually enters the pot this time. There we go. So now I have some Victus ones. I feel like I should probably dump some of my stuff in this chest. I'm going to do a quick little inventory wipe. So I don't really need that. I don't really need that. I don't need that manual. I don't really need that. So I think anything that I think I'm not really going to need, I'm just going to chuck away in here. And to be fair, that's quite a lot of stuff actually. Like chisel and the iron pickaxe I don't really need. The bowl, the coal, I don't think I really need. So if I have a quick look, how are we doing in terms of the elements we actually need? So now all we need is a metallium, which obviously is just some kind of ingot. Now, do we have any ingots? We have some iron on us, which I could potentially throw in. So that's, well, 15. So if I throw quartz crystals in there now, we should get a metallium. Is that gave us? Okay, that's given us a metallium shard. Now we need. Let's see. So how do we make that guy? So that is, I believe that's just some sort of gem. I believe gold has that aspect on it, since it's quite a valuable metal. A gold nugget probably would suffice, but okay, gold apparently did not add it. I feel like I know diamond definitely does, but I really don't want to have to use a diamond. We've got 12 on them, so we're not like overly short, but okay, if I stick this guy in, yeah. So the diamond definitely has it. I feel like I should just use up all my quartz silver just to the fact that I've had to waste the diamond on it. So if I stick some water in here and some more quartz crystals, well, it's amazing how quickly you actually run through the water in this thing. So we've now got a bunch of different crystals. So we now need jellium. I'm not quite sure, where would you... Have we even discovered jellium yet? I don't think we've really discovered that yet. Yeah, so we haven't even discovered that aspect yet. So we're going to have to do a little bit of research before we can actually get on with that. So we've got Lux. Lux is an easy one. I can just use a torch effectively. So we can use a torch and then the quartz silver. We can just pop that in. It is a very fiddly process, I'm really not going to lie. Having to do this all the time, but... Okay, so I believe, are we just going to be one short? That would be really quite a bit of a shame. So mortis, if I have a quick look in the elements... Have we discovered mortis yet? Okay, mortis is anything to do with death. So I believe a bone would probably have that. I'm just sort of guessing here, but I believe a bone would definitely have that element. It would seem ridiculous if it didn't, so... There you go, so now we are basically one element short. So I'm going to have to go and find the other element and do the research, and then I'll be right back. I'll be right back once I've got it, guys. Okay, guys, we're back, and we're pretty much, you know, getting close to a wrapping up point for the episode. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to create another theory, and I kind of need it to tie to the alchemy route, really. So I don't really want to have to use my crystal. So do we actually have... We have a Motus and a Victus. So we probably could actually go the Synthesis route. Do we have one of you? We have a Victus and we have a Motus, I believe. Although the Motus probably got used up, actually. We do have some Fabrico, though, hopefully. Do we have any Fabrico? Fabrico, if I remember correctly, is made up of... Where's Fabrico? So Fabrico is anything to do with tools. So it's Permentation and Instrumentum. So it's... I want to say something like a shovel would probably have it. We made the shard earlier. Probably by accident, but... So if I get an iron pickaxe and shove it in here, will this give us what we need? Okay, the iron pickaxe didn't actually give us what we needed. That's kind of a bummer, actually. I was really hoping that we would actually get it from that. Because I don't want to end up having to stop the research again. So I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go and do a bit more research, guys, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I think we're near enough at the wrapping up point for the episode. I think we are basically going to leave it here. All I really need to do is get the Essentia smeltery up and running, and the next episode we can have a bit of fun with the smeltery, getting some pipes and stuff up and running, and hopefully then maybe in a few episodes we'll get some infusion going. But I think, if I'm honest, I think after the next episode or two, I want to take a bit of a break from Thaumcraft and get onto the sort of the sciencey things again. Not that Thaumcraft's not been a fun mod to play around with. I just think that we possibly need to get on building Plum Labs up a bit more. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. Goodbye from Plum.